At this time, it's my very great pleasure to introduce the 2015 Distinguished Alumni of East Central University, Coach Todd Graham. Todd Graham is a 1987 graduate from Mesquite, Texas, where he spent the last 3 years as the head coach of the Arizona State Sun Devils, guiding them to back-to-back 10-win seasons, including a Pac-12 championship in 2013, in which year Todd Graham was named the Pac-12 Coach of the Year. Since taking over as Arizona State's head coach, the Sun Devils have posted a 28-12 overall record in 3 seasons, including a 10-3 mark in 2014. Coach Graham has also had head coaching stints at Rice, Tulsa, and Pittsburgh. One thing that is great about the Todd Graham story, he was a 2-time All-American football player just across the street, played on Norris Field. He came back and coached. He was an assistant coach when East Central won its only NAIA National Championship. He was a big part of that, along with Coach Hank Walbert. If you follow NCAA football, this will be meaningful to you. He took Rice to a bowl game. He then went and coached the Golden Hurricane of Tulsa. And one thing I am personally the most proud of Todd Graham, he took the Tulsa Golden Hurricane to South Bend, Indiana, and right there in the shadow of touchdown, Jesus beat Notre Dame with the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Coach McCarty and I had the pleasure of visiting with Coach Graham and another East Central alum, Keith Patterson, who was with him now in Arizona State. But we went to Pittsburgh. Coach Graham sheepishly showed us a square piece of grass in his office. And it was part of the end zone from South Bend, where they scored the winning 2-point conversion to beat Notre Dame. Todd is a good man. He is first and foremost a teacher. He taught history, and he brings the lessons of history with him wherever he goes. The history of every institution he's been coach is important to Todd Graham. He honors all the prior players, all the prior athletes from Arizona State, as he did at the other universities where he's been. He honors our veterans. He's honored every single athlete at Arizona State who served in the military, including Pat Tillman, who gave his life in Afghanistan defending our country. He believes that if you teach somebody, they'll remember. If you tell them, they might forget. He's a very wonderful father, and something that's really neat this year, his daughter Haley is graduating during this ceremony. Welcome to the podium, Coach Todd Graham.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate President's. I don't know if that introduction, I don't know if I'm all that, I can tell you that, but I'm very honored and privileged to be here today, and I'm really excited to share this day with the graduates. And I can remember sitting here, it's been almost 30 years ago, and I don't remember the commencement speaker, but I remember that he was really long, and so I will try to be brief. But also, this is really important to me to get an opportunity to share with you because, you know, in my heart of hearts, one of my passions in life is being a teacher, and hopefully some of the things I might say today will give you some wisdom, because I wish that 30 years ago, many people will look at my life as a great success, but I'll share a few things with you today that I wish 30 years ago that maybe someone would have shared a couple of these things with me, and I'd spent more time on the things that last, the things that matter. And you know, that's something that I think is important. You know, I grew up in Dallas, Texas, and I grew up in a time where you had prayer in school, you said the Pledge of Allegiance every day. God, country, and family is what was important. And I wish someone would have reminded me of that, and I'd have spent a lot less time chasing things in this world and chasing things that matter. But I want a special welcome today to the nursing school and to my daughter, Haley Graham. My greatest achievements aren't winning some football game or winning some trophy. The greatest thing I've done in my life has been my kids, and her in particular has been something. The greatest thing you'll do in your life, graduates, is to be a father or to be a mother. And there's nothing like it. And you know, I'm very, very blessed to have her and to celebrate this day with her. I want to welcome all the people that have served and provided our freedoms in the military here today. It's something that every day I can tell you that we need more people to stand up that are teachers in the classroom and stand up for the things that our grandfathers and our forefathers and our fathers stood for. And I'm very grateful for your sacrifice and your service to our country for the freedoms that we have. And I want to tell you that I don't take that lightly, and I want to welcome you here today. My message today is really simple. I want to talk to you about the things, graduates, that matter, things that are important. You know, I talk to my players every day about championship life. And one of the things, when I mention championships, people think about a game or think about a trophy or think about a ring. But to me, championship life and winning is much more than that. You know, we spend too much of our time chasing things in this world, and it's very, very simple, what I believe. I believe that God put us on this earth and created us for first and foremost for relationship with Him. And so I believe that you'll never ever have peace and joy and success in your life if you don't seek first a relationship with your Maker. And that's something that I believe that is so important. So relationships is what matters. You know, the reason why I came back here today is because of the relationships, the people that made a difference in my life from East Central University. People measure, you know, in my life, I wish someone would have told me this. Wealth is not measured by how much money you have, or by how much things you can collect, or by trophies. Wealth is measured by the relationships in your life and the difference that you made. And one of the things I wish someone would have told me, that I spent a lot of my life trying to chase things in this world and chase trophies, and I can tell you, when I grew up in South Dallas, we didn't have a lot, and I'm doing a lot better now, and I'd rather be where I'm at now. But I can tell you this, that that's not what wealth is. Wealth is when it's all said and done. I hope that 30 years from now that you will have relationships in your life that you have served and you have sacrificed for. Because really that's what being a father and that's what being a mother is, and to me that's what being a teacher is. And so what I'd encourage you to do is, in the relationships that you have, is to serve and sacrifice in those. If I would have learned that one thing, I would have kept myself from failing at some of the things that I failed at in life. It's the little things that make big things happen. One of the things I encourage the people in this group, whatever profession that you go into, you can make a difference. And people, you know, sometimes think about the big things. It's the little things that matter. You know, in our place, you know, you walk in the door, there's a 4-foot by 8-foot American flag that honors all of our men and women that have served in the military and gave their lives for our freedom. Also, every day, our players, we're yes sir, no sir. There's no earrings, there's no bandanas, there's no filthy language, and we go by the values that put me where I'm at, and that I had people that gave me discipline and structure. And so it's the little things that really make a difference in your life. And so the key to being successful, as you leave here as graduates today, I want to motivate you and inspire you to be focused every day. One of the things, you have these iPhones and Twitter and Facebook, and everybody's so distracted. The world is very different today, and the problem is that there's so much information and so much wrong information that I think that people are spending too much time on. For the graduates, I tell you that it's key. Every day, I want you to think about right now as you sit in your chair, all the people down here that are graduating today. There's people that are sitting up in these stands. And someone put you here. You know, success, you can't have success without a price, without sacrifice. And so many of the people that sacrifice for you are in these stands. And so reflect on that. You know, today you're looking forward to your future. I say look back to your past and honor your past and honor the people that put you here today with how you move forward and what you do in your life. You will never be successful at anything you do if you don't have daily focus about what you're doing. Romans 12:2 is a verse that I spend every day. I read this verse. And the verse talks about, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind daily, so that you might know good and you might know God's will for your life. And so one of the things that we do with our players, and I encourage the graduates to do this, is you move forward in your career in whatever occupation that you have. I have a picture. I have a mother who sacrificed for me, who raised 5 kids by herself on an 8th grade education. And I'm the first person, I was the first person in the history of my family to graduate or even attend college. And so I have a picture of my mother. I've always kept that on my locker at Arizona State. I have a picture of my mother. And every day, every person in our building, we spend a few minutes in silence and we focus on the people that have put us there. And I'm going to tell you, if you would do that every day, you would be inspired. And that what we do is we leave that locker room, is that everything we do, we want to honor, bring honor to our family, that name on the back of our jersey, to that person that sacrificed and put you here. No one in here that's graduating today did it by yourself. You need others. And so that's something I would encourage you, is daily focus. You know, attitude. What is your attitude that you take every day is what's so important. I call it speaking victory. As you move and you go out into the world and whatever career that you have, you're going to go to work and you're going to hear about 90% of the people saying the same things. Well, you can't do what 90% of the people are doing and expect to be successful. You know, I find that amazing. You know, if you're in business and you want to make a lot of money, you don't want to compete with other people. You want to develop something no one else has, and you'll make a lot of money. And so you'll be very, very successful. So what is your niche? And I'm here to say that your niche should be your attitude. And your attitude comes from what's in your heart. And I talk about speaking victory every day. No one can put parameters on you. I'm 5'9"3/4". I was able to accomplish a lot of things as a player. And I can't tell you how many times somebody told me I was too short. I'm dyslexic. And I can't tell you how many times people told me I was learning disabled. I didn't listen to that. My mother inspired me and told me I could accomplish and do anything. So speak victory every day. Evaluate your attitude every day very simply. Very simply, this is how you do it. You're a giver or you're a taker. You're bright-eyed or you're dull-eyed. You're a victor or you're a victim. Character is a daily evaluation. It's your choice every day. And choosing the right attitude. You know, so your attitude determines your preparation determines your performance, and your performance will determine your success. So what I would encourage you every day is to be focused and focused on the right things. I believe the key to championship life is focus, is daily focus, is a value, a set of values, respect, and values for the past. You know, one of the things that I think, you know, and obviously I don't want to, you know, I got the microphone so I can say what I want, I guess, but I can tell you that, you know, we compromise too much. The great history and the values from which our country and this university and that is founded upon. Respect the past. Honor it by how you live your lives and how you do the things that you do. Don't spend time on things that don't last. I sit here before you today, and I can tell you that in my life, I don't have very many regrets. But the regrets that I do have, this world really looks at me and sees me as someone that's successful in the sporting industry. But when I look back, the regrets that I have, you know, I don't have many, but I regret a few things in my life that I quit. Never ever quit. Especially never ever quit on your family. And that's something that I would tell you that is so important. I think in my life now, you know, I'm on probably the last 25% of it, I hope. But I wish I'd have prayed a little more. I wish I'd have spent a little bit more time with my family. And I wish those few things that I quit, I wish I wouldn't have quit. So my challenge to you, to the graduates, is live your life in a way that you can hold your head high, that you don't long for a few more moments to live your life differently. Live your life with great pride, that you served and you sacrificed for God and country and for family, that you did not compromise any of these three values. If you do that at the end of your life, I hope you can stand here 30 years from now and say, job well done. I am very, very honored and privileged to be here with you today. I hope that something I said that I resonate in your heart, because life's been good to me. I've been very, very blessed, but I do have things that I wish that I would have done differently. I'm very, very grateful to this university. I'm grateful to be here with you today. Go out and attack the world. All your hopes and dreams will come true. Spend time focusing on the things that matter. At the end of the day, that's going to be your faith and your family. That's what's going to matter to you at the end of this thing. My family, I'll always be an East Central Tiger. Once a Tiger, always a Tiger. God bless you.